This arena is too familiar. From the screams, cries, cheers, and even the silence. I have powerfully overcome discrimination, child abuse, domestic violence, military sexual trauma, combat trauma, substance abuse, several traumatic losses, and the fear of taking my own life. These traumas have built me with blood, sweat, and tears. I am powerful, I am vulnerable, I am not ashamed, and I am no longer afraid. I am determined to tackle my traumas and take back my life, to take back me. My mental health is important. My life is important. I am important. I will live every day for me. Day by day, I am breaking down the armor I have built throughout the years that has weighed me down in order to be free. I am an airman, I am a leader, and I am a wingman. But most importantly, and underneath it all, I am me. Back in October, I was sitting in my office when the phone rang. I picked up the phone and it was command post to notify me that one of my airmen was found dead earlier that morning while he was on leave. In that moment, I felt like my world was falling apart and took a second to understand, as the Security Forces commander, how I was going to notify my unit. I brought my unit in and I was their rock. I was their support. I wanted to make sure that they were healing properly so that they could better contribute to the mission themselves and their families. During the 2 to 3 months after I was notified of the death, I started to fall into a really dark place. The death of my airmen brought out a lot of different traumas that I've been pushing down over the years and feared facing due to the fear of losing my career, being med-boarded, or losing my AFSC. Back in January, I decided that I was getting to a dark place that I needed to get myself out of, and actually feared taking my own life. What's important to note is that I have an amazing support system. My unit, my family, my friends have really been there for me. But that was not enough. I needed to be there for myself. And in that moment in January, I realized that I've been living my whole life for everybody else. And I needed to do something different and start to live my life for me. I was starting to feel dead inside, and I decided to reach out to the Wounded Warrior Project. The Wounded Warrior Project actually referred me to an intensive outpatient program through Emory Health that's located in Atlanta, Georgia. I did the intake and I was accepted into the program, and it absolutely saved my life. During that time, I was able to work through 2 specific traumas. I had a lot of self-realization, and I was actually able to understand what it felt like to feel positive emotions. I think this is an opportunity that a lot of members of the military should be afforded, considering most of the people I went through the program with were veterans for 10 to 15 years after their military career. And I fear that sometimes that could be too late. I came back to work after I completed the 2 weeks and started to work through trauma therapy in a telehealth sense. And during that time, my psychologist realized that I've never faced working through my military sexual trauma. In that moment, I was invited back to Emory Health to work through and process something that I've been bearing for 8 years. At that point, I went up, and it was harder than the first time, but I can say in all actuality, it gave me a whole different perspective on who I am and the impacts that I can make in people's lives through taking care of myself. I graduated that program not even a week ago, and I'm ready to come back and continue to prove myself as a military leader, as a friend, as a confidant, and to continue on with my career. It is important for people to seek mental health when they need it, when they see fit, but also for us not to make it seem like it's not okay, and then them to get to the point where their careers and their families and themselves are at risk. So I'm just asking everyone that if you are struggling, please take the steps that you need to take for yourself, because without you taking care of yourself, you can't be who you want to be for other people. I am Theresa Gathers. I am a captain, a commander, and a defender. Beneath this uniform is me. I am a warrior of life.